So you did it. You passed the funded challenge. You made your progress. You got the email with the credentials, and then you feel like you're on the top of the world. You feel that you finally made it. You have a funded account. But then it hits you. You realize that now is the real challenge starting. Now you know that you can lose it all. That now you've paid way more with Apex. You've paid $140 extra that you can lose now. And then you start to realize maybe I have to now follow the strict rules and follow the trading aspect. And then you start to wonder, am I even like it? I know that feeling, and I'm going to show you my exact strategy that I used for my first trade on my Apex funded account, and I will tell you my whole feelings and the things that went on inside of me, so you can really relate and learn from my experience, because I did a lot of mistakes. So right here you can see that I've entered pretty high, got a good entry, then it went lower and I was shortly up in profit, almost $600, and then it consolidated, went against me, and it was a pretty painful trade, I'm gonna be honest. Now I will show you my trade analysis. So you can see we had SMT divergence and Nasdaq was the bearish asset because it was lower right here. So you can see SMT was more bearish, right? So we had a downwards movement, the market structure shift, fair value gap, which I entered in, stop loss above the high. And I wanted to roll it down like to that level, right? So this was my whole plan. But what was pretty unfortunate is it went almost to that level and then reversed. And luckily I did my stop loss at like break even and a little bit more than that. Why? Because when you have $50 in profit, you have a trading day locked in, right? So when you know the Apex rules, it's 8 trading days. 5 of them have to be plus 50 profit minimum, and 3 trading days can be losses for a payout, right? So my stop loss, which I trailed, was at plus $50, and that's what my balance is also at right now. So I've made break even, but $50, right? And I'm okay with this trade. I'm really going to say so. It was a real big consolidation, but I'm really okay with this trade. I did my trade management. I did everything right. I didn't let my emotions control me, and I'm pretty proud of that one. And you can see right here, what I used was the time to time the reversal. So you can see that there's always at around 10 a.m. there's a reversal happening, most likely because we had this big Judah swing, and I was expecting more of a reversal like into this order block, right? But that didn't really deliver, which I noticed. So you know, that's what got me in the end. I was expecting a bigger retracement. It did retrace. I did pretty much everything right. My analysis was correct, but I just expected more, which led to a small profit, not a stop loss. Everything is fine. I'm pretty proud. And yeah, so this was my trading. So personally, I would advise you to more look at the overall trading aspect and don't look straight into the profits you make. So this is something that I learned that made so much more like at the end profit for me, which made me way more profitable, is not focusing on the profits. You want to focus on the higher aspect and your risk reward ratio. So I want you to also measure your trades not in how much money you made, because that at the end doesn't matter. It matters more how much you risked per trade, and it's called like 1R, right? This is your risk, and how much money you made out of that one risk, which is like when you have a 1 to 2R, you make like 2R. So I want to measure your progress and your profit in R, because it takes away the money aspect, and when we don't focus on money that much, we will lose that negative feeling when you take a loss, right? Everybody knows that when you took a loss, you think, oh, maybe I should now get it back. I want to trade again. But you have to be patient and think about it like with an R perspective, with a risk perspective, and not about the money, as I said. So you can separate these things. Like, does that make sense? This is what I'm trying to get you to understand, which helped me, but so you can also, make more out of that. Also, things that I'm struggling with are the following. I'm struggling with the analysis part, more or less, because I've done some good analyses, but it's more like an entry part, right? So I thought now, okay, I've become more like perfectionistic, which is not good in trading. So I want to have the best entry, and then I'm missing so many opportunities, and then I'm thinking, yeah, I will take the next entry, but then the next entry doesn't like deliver, right? It it doesn't give me another entry, so I missed the trade, which really like messes with my mindset, because I think, oh, what I could have made, right? So this is something I want to focus more, is like taking worse entries in sake of getting into the trade, because like my analysis is correct way more than my trade is, because I wait for the best entries, and when it goes to the best entries, sometimes it's even like a reversal in the other direction, so I get stopped out, right? So maybe you should also be more loose with your not with your entry criteria, but with your entries. For example, in a fair value gap, right? I'm always going to the 50%, which is stupid, because I want to get a better risk reward ratio. But it doesn't really matter if you go to the lower fair value gap. You will most likely get an entry. You will be in the trade, you will make money or lose money, but you won't miss it. You get more opportunities. And this is something I've learned, which really, stuck with me, because that's something I need to do, is don't look at the risk reward. Okay, if it goes up to there and I have my stop loss right here, I can make a 1 to 5. This isn't like the thing that matters. It's more about having the right 1 to 2 and things like that. Yeah. So this was my first trade on my account, and I hope you seen that funded account. It's a 50K account, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you could learn some new things, and if you have any feedback, things that I can improve upon, I'm very grateful if you would share it with me, and just comment it below, leave a like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye.